Hey, hello leaders, and welcome back to another episode of Run to Your Leadership Challenges. So this is episode number 343, and we're continuing on with the key takeaways from the John Maxwell Certification event that I attended. And I'm going to hit record, and we are going to get started here. Once again, you are watching the video version of my daily podcast, Run to Your Leadership Challenges, and you get to see all of my double takes and mistakes and bloopers because I don't edit the video version, okay? And I do offer you extra value at the end, so be sure to stick around and hear that. So here I go, I'm hitting record. Hello leaders, and welcome to another episode of Run to Your Leadership Challenges. Well, this whole week, I've been sharing my key takeaways from the John Maxwell International Certification event that I attended last week. And today, I want to share a takeaway from Mark Cole, who is the CEO of the John Maxwell team. Mark shared some living proofs from his life, and one that jumped out at me was when he mentioned how he had proven to himself you can come from failure and grow to success. Now, one thing in particular that Mark mentioned was how people allow others to define what failure is instead of defining it themselves. Man, just let that soak in a little bit. Have you ever reached a roadblock in your life and somebody else told you, well, better luck next time, or, hey, sorry you failed at that, or just even if they alluded to that? Well, they don't have that right to define failure in your life. We need to be careful not to allow others close to us to tell us when we have failed, when it's time to quit, or when it's time to give up on our dreams. Personal aspirations and dreams are just that, personal, and we decide when it's time to give up. But nobody else has that right to tell us that it's time to give up on our aspirations and our dreams. That's our privilege. So today, I want to encourage you to keep pressing on with your plan of action. And if and when you get to a challenge, don't consider it a failure. Instead, consider it a lesson learned. Step back, think what you learned from it, make the proper adjustments, and get back after it. Don't let somebody else tell you failed, because the only true failure is when you don't learn from your mistakes or your mistakes and you quit. That's failure. Learning from your failures and getting back after it and trying again is not a failure. That's a lesson. So challenges are inevitable, but we decide when and if it becomes a failure. Your road to success will have plenty of bumps, plenty of challenges, and plenty of hiccups, but don't accept outside criticism as failure. Don't allow somebody else to define what failure is in your life. Use it as fuel to motivate you to try again and again and to keep going. Hey, that's it for today. Thanks for listening. Please be sure to join us tomorrow for the weekend edition as I share a key takeaway from a special guest at the event. Until tomorrow, have a great rest of your Friday and run to your challenges. All right, that one was quick, short, and sweet. And I'm going to give you some extra value here. Again, Paul, he gave us 3 things about failures. And he said, you create the definition of your failure, all right? So you create it. That's your right. Don't allow somebody else to define what failure is in your life. And the second thing is, he said, don't let failure from the outside get inside you. And man, that is key too, because people around us, they're running into challenges too. And just because they define failure in their life doesn't mean that you have to define failure that way. So don't let their failure creep into your mind and tell you that you failed. And the last thing that Mark said was the 3 things about failure. He said, get over yourself and start giving of yourself. And he said, it's not about you. So basically, don't get down on yourself. If you've if you haven't succeeded in one area, learn from it. Make the adjustments. Don't get down on yourself, okay? Get over yourself. Pick yourself back up and get back after it. Because, you know, we can all have that, we can all start feeling sorry for ourselves. And man, if we get feeling sorry for ourselves for too long, that can be excruciating, all right? And we can get into depression. We don't want to go there. So again, hang around people. Hang around people that are going to encourage you and not discourage you. Hang around people that are going to encourage you to learn from your mistakes and get back after it. Not people that are going to call you a failure or define failure in your life. Hey, that's it for today. Thanks for listening, and until tomorrow, run to your challenges.